Afternoon. It is afternoon. Yeah, good afternoon, folks. Aaron Dorr here with Iowa Gun Owners. And folks, I don't know what to say. We are getting inundated with calls and emails from gun owners. Inundated with calls and emails from gun owners who want to know what the heck is going on with Governor Reynolds and constitutional carry law. So, guys, we're going to discuss that in this broadcast. I'm going to get a watch party going here momentarily. If you guys get signed in, tell me where you are watching from. Make sure the crowd is building up here before we begin the video. But we're getting so many calls and questions and emails on this. It's easier just to do a live video update and give you all the same answer at the same time versus having to respond to kabillions of your calls and emails right now. Let me get the watch party going, and then we're going to kick off this broadcast. Guys, I'm using a new camera today, so tell me if you can hear me and see me okay. Using some new audio, using some new camera stuff. Make sure you guys can hear me. I see Leonard Johnson getting on. I see Luke. So if you guys can hear me and see me okay, give me a thumbs up in the comment section. I got the watch party going here. We're going to kick off in about 15 seconds once that watch party goes live. I see Jason, I see Warren, I see Ben, I see David, Andrew, Patrick, Timothy, Josh, Roberta, lots of folks here who are hopping on right now. Good to see you all here. So, guys, we're sitting here now at 10 days. It's been 10 days since the legislature passed House File 756, constitutional carry law here in Iowa. And it's 10 days later. We still have no answer from the governor. And this is a real problem. Now, some of you saw the press conference yesterday, and for those who didn't, a bunch more of you hopefully saw the video we included in our email that went out to you earlier today. But if you watched the press conference yesterday, it was very clear this was not a question that the governor wanted to answer. It was very obvious. You can see it by her body language. She did not want any questions on constitutional carry law. But if you watched her answer, it was kind of classic what you expect from a politician that wasn't really an answer. Here's what we know, however, right now. For everybody who's asking us about the 3-day window, here's what we know. As of yesterday, Governor Reynolds has not yet requested the bill be brought to her desk. She has not yet requested the bill be brought to her desk. Now, this is kind of a literal but also a figurative expression. She has to have it come to her. She has to have the bill brought to her and her team for a review. And after she requests it, begins the 3-day the 3-day window where she has to make a decision. So the problem that we have then is that we're in this limbo land right now. She doesn't have the 3-day window going and putting pressure on her, and we have no way to have that same 3-day window work in our favor. And it's up to her. It's up to the governor to request that come to her desk. And the question yesterday in the press conference, the reporter said, "What? There's been some delay with this. What's the deal with this?" I mean, everybody knows this is a weird situation, and the governor, of course, tried to imply that this is very normal. This is not that big of a deal. But folks, I'm just going to tell you, when a high-profile bill, whether it's on guns or immigration issues or pro-life or social issues of some sort, when a big high-profile bill like this passes, and with such broad majorities and bipartisan too, because we have one Democrat in the House who voted yes, so we have a bipartisan majority in both chambers. When that many people put their name on this bill, these things ordinarily get some immediate treatment. In fact, I was talking to one of my friends who does gun politics in Oklahoma, and he reminded me, I'd forgotten this. Oklahoma passed constitutional carry in 2019. And in 2019, Governor Stitt was newly elected, Kevin Stitt, and he literally inked the bill less than 2 hours after constitutional carry passed the legislature. I mean, from what I understand, The governor was down in the copy room feeding paper into the copier, making sure that bill could print off as fast as possible to then run to his desk, grab his pen, and splotch his ink all over it. I mean, the guy could not wait to sink his teeth into constitutional carry law in Oklahoma. Less than 2 hours. That's normal. For Republican governors in red states, that's normal. Look at South Dakota. Governor Kristi Noem, same deal. 2019, Governor Noem, the first bill she signed was constitutional carry. Because in red states, governors like Kevin Stitt, governors like Kristi Noem, they understand that these types of gestures matter. That gun owners are watching, that the whole state, the whole country is watching, and that these types of things matter. How quickly you address these issues matter. How quickly you sign or veto a bill matters, because it gives, and this is the whole problem that we have right now with Governor Reynolds' actions on this bill, is that all it's doing is giving time to every leftist Bloomberg-funded organization across the state and across the country to mobilize their people against the bill. That's what's happening right now. I'm going to post a comment quick in the comment section. Give me just a moment to do that. Guys, you have got to continue to make your voice heard with emails and phone calls into the governor's office every single day until we have some sort of an answer on this legislation. This is insulting to gun owners. This is ridiculous to gun owners. This bill has been fought for over a decade. It has the support of gun owners all across the country, specifically here in Iowa. Had an overwhelming amount of grassroots support during the election, during the legislative process. If you look at the comment section, you'll see thousands and thousands and thousands of comments from gun owners in favor of constitutional carry bill, and you'll see dozens or maybe 100 of comments from Bloomberg-funded hacks opposing the bill. This has got the most broad support of any bill this session, hands down, by far, without a doubt. And yet, we're sitting here 10 days afterward, and the governor says, well, I don't even know when the bill was passed by the legislature. I don't know where the bill is, and we're still working on this. We're going to analyze this. You know, it's like she mentioned her 99 county tour. She's in the middle of her tour right now. Well, okay, I get it. It's Iowa. It's the full Grassley. That's what we call it, right? But, you know, maybe you could deal with that stuff after you've, done the job that we need you to do now, which is to sign legislation or veto bad legislation, but sign this bill. This is the problem. This is what is ridiculous. Gun owners fight like rabid dogs during the election season to put these people in this position, and then once they're in this position to fight for the Second Amendment, then we're told, well, we'll get to it when we feel like it. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm just sick and tired of this crap. This is a monumental advancement in Second Amendment freedom. And so the real question now becomes, and I've had this question 100 times by email, media interviews, phone calls, etc. over the last 4 or 5 days now, is this delay indicative of a desire on the part of Governor Reynolds to veto constitutional carry law? And the short answer is, I honestly don't know. I can't tell you. These are not encouraging signs, I can tell you that. Every single newspaper in the state is doing op-eds and full feature stories trying to kill the bill right now. Bloomberg is doing texting campaigns every 5 minutes trying to mobilize pressure against the bill. We've got Senate Democrats holding press conferences, or a virtual press conference, I guess is what you call it these days, attacking the bills. I mean, everybody on the left is working overtime to try to kill constitutional carry law. And on the right, I got to tell you, with the exception of the powerful members of Iowa gun owners, I don't see hardly anything. by way of opposition, by way of organizing gun owners. Our feckless friends over at the Iowa Firearms Coalition, they haven't done any email on anything for weeks or months. I don't even know. And that's the thing. They're not going to hit hard on this. You know why, right? Because all they care about is being friendly with the politicians. They want to be liked. Oh, God, what if they don't like us? What if we're not invited to the signing ceremony? Oh, they might say bad things about us. What if they complain about us on Facebook? I mean, for the battle-hardened veterans of Iowa gun owners, that's every freaking day. Because we don't work, we don't fight, we don't exist to protect the politicians. We're here for one reason, to safeguard the Second Amendment, and particularly right now in this moment, to pass constitutional carry law. So, if you're a member of some other organization in the state or across the country who is currently claiming credit for where this bill is, having passed the House and Senate, now's a good time to call them and say, hey, how about you do some freaking emails helping mobilize gun owners into putting pressure on Governor Reynolds? Most people, most organizations won't do it. They're just too afraid. They don't want to make anybody mad. We're rather comfortable with making politicians mad. We're pretty okay with that. So that's where we are right now. We're not seeing almost no mobilization on the right. I think after like our third video on this topic, we've seen the NRA do, I think, one email into Iowa. Very polite, lots of, carefully, please, sir, to the governor, please sign the bill. Very prim and proper, like you're like a Sunday school teacher. Very nice. Very, very pleasant email. We're seeing nothing from the Firearms Coalition, and that's the problem. They're afraid that she might not like them. So, guys, this is going to come down to the members of Iowa gun owners, but you know what? It's always come down to the members of Iowa gun owners. And so we need to make sure that we are hammering the governor's office with calls and emails every single day until we have an answer on this bill. Now, she said in her press conference as she was walking away from the podium that she expects that they're going to have the bill later on this week. So if that's the case, then potentially our 3-day window can begin. Maybe. But the way she phrases it, if you listen to it, the way she phrases it, it's just so duplicitous. It like implies that somehow she's not in control of this process. Governor, you're the governor. You can call for the bill whenever you want. It's passed the legislature. So do that and stop the delay. Again, as we sit here and wait, and of course we're doing more than this waiting, we're pushing, putting lots of calls and emails into the governor's office. As we're sitting here, again, our opponents, the Bloomberg-funded radicals, the anti-gunners in the legislature, the media outlets, they are working overtime to kill this bill. And, people are asking, do you think that Governor Reynolds might veto? I can't answer for sure, but I can tell you this. It wasn't that long ago, 2018, I believe, Governor Mary Fallin in Oklahoma, Republican Governor Mary Fallin, she vetoed constitutional carry law in Oklahoma, and that's why in part why she did not come back, and that's why Kevin Stitt, the new governor who replaced her, made sure that he did that right away so that everybody knew he wasn't some old windbag rhino like Mary Fallin. But we have had Republicans veto gun bills just like this before. In Wyoming, we had a Republican then governor, Matt Mead. He didn't veto Stand Your Ground law, but he refused to sign Stand Your Ground law in 2018 in Wyoming, of all places. So we know, gun owners, we all know this in our gut anyway. Republicans are not to be trusted any more than any other politician. Are they better than the Democrats? Certainly in Iowa, we've seen good votes this session anyway, but we all know how hard we fought to get where we are and how much pressure we had to apply to get this done where we are here now. So, sure, we're seeing some good stuff out of the legislature, but we've seen Republican governors all across the country betray gun owners time and time again. Governor Rick Scott in Florida, who apparently was in the state yesterday as he looks at a presidential run. How terrifying is that, the idea of Governor Scott? Governor Scott, as the governor in Florida, signed red flag gun seizures into law in 2018. So what works, or what the reality for most of these governors is they make their decision by putting their finger in their mouth, raising it above their head, and feeling the way the wind is moving. And that's how they make their decisions. It's usually not based on principles. It's usually just based on what they think the public wants. And that's why the longer we allow the DMR and the Journal and the Gazette and every stinking fake news, liberal funded, anti-gun media outlet in the state mobilize, the public perception gets worse and worse because these people are all anti-gun socialist trolls. And that's why she needs to hear from gun owners immediately. Immediately. Tom Nichols says Governor Reynolds is negligent in doing what the people want. This bill passed with a large percentage of the Republican representatives who did it because this was clearly the will of their constituents. Sign the bill, Ms. Reynolds. Very well said. Very well said. Karen says Governor Scott needs to have a good spanking. We don't need red flag laws. Trust me, Karen, as Governor Scott, or now Senator Scott, that is, makes his intentions more clear, we intend to do a tremendous amount of work to expose Governor Scott's horrific betrayal of gun owners in Florida and across the country. He's a terrible, terrible person. Sydney says, how does she not remember when the bill was passed? Well, it's a line she threw out there, trying to pretend that she just doesn't have the time to know. She's just too busy. Just too busy. Not with this bill, Governor Reynolds. This bill is too important for that type of treatment. Not good. Not good. Let's see. Karen says, yes, pressure down on Governor Reynolds now. Absolutely. James Harp says, Governor Reynolds seems to be slow walking the constitutional carry bill and is allowing the radical gun-grabbing left the time they need to kill the bill with public pressure. Rhino in sheep's clothing? I think he's posing the question here. I don't trust her, he says. Well, that's the problem we've got. That's the problem we've got. Mark Baker says she needs to know that if she does not sign that bill, her career in politics will be over. Well, I can assure you, if she vetoes this bill, that it's going to be a rocky road. We know that. We know that. Warren says, are there enough votes to override a veto? Warren, that's actually the wrong question. Actually, the real question is, do the Republicans in Des Moines have the political guts to try and do it? And I don't think they do, not even close. Lots of Republicans were talking to us all last session how much they wanted to attack the governor's heavy-handed lockdown tactics. How many of them told us that, by God, if she was a Democrat, we'd sue her in court. But because she's a Republican, in most cases, they're just terrified to do any of that. And that's why we're not looking very highly at a chance of seeing that happen if she does, in fact, veto, because the Republicans don't want to have a problem with their own Republican governor. So we're going to have to wait and see. Patty Hodges says her job is to represent us, and she isn't doing that. Yeah, doggone right. Deb says if she doesn't sign this, Iowa is done with her. Yep. Tons and tons and tons and tons of comments here. She states yesterday, says Susan Marie, that it wasn't on her desk yet. Well, Governor, go look for it. Demand it gets to your desk today and get it signed. We have worked hard to get it passed. Now show us that we have your support. Very well said, Susan. Very, very well said. Tammy says, isn't it kind of her job to know where legislation is? Yes. That's the whole point. This is all crap. This is all crap. Oh, I don't know when it was passed. Oh, I don't know where the bill is. Oh, I don't know. I've been traveling. Come on. This is ridiculous. So again, the question is, is it malicious, or is it because she's just busy and is not focused on this right now? I cannot give you a straight answer, but I know this is a bad thing when this kind of stuff drags out. Everybody is seeing, you're all seeing the media on this. You're all seeing the newspaper articles on this. It is a full court press to kill constitutional carry right now across the state, and literally every minute that she gives them to mobilize is that much more pressure against our God-given right to keep and bear arms. This is ridiculous. Shane says, come on, Kim, do this thing. Yeah, exactly. I mean, be a hero, right? Be a hero. Oh, man, let me look at some of the comments here. Dan says, can Governor Kristi Noem take over Iowa too? Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. That's the thing. I mean, you know, she, the rest of these governors who sign these bills, like Governor Noem, like Governor Stitt, like all the rest of these governors, I mean, people love them because they fought for gun rights. Why is this so hard? Iowa went even more red last election cycle, despite millions and millions of dollars of targeted digital and mail piece ads from Michael Bloomberg. They thought they had a chance to flip the Iowa House. What happened? What happened? You guys know what happened. You guys are the ones that gave us the ammo we needed to have to run nasty radio, TV, and digital ads in targeted races across the state. And not only did it not flip, but the Iowa House got more pro-gun. And it was because of those actions that we are here where we are today, where constitutional carry has passed the legislature and is sitting on the governor's desk. So, on the contrary, this is not going to cause problems. It will only cause problems if the governor were to veto it. After going for Obama twice, Iowa went for Trump twice. We've kicked out Abby Finkenauer. That was a fantastic good job, well done by IGO members. We stopped Teresa Greenfield's attacks on our gun rights when IGO members, again, denied her chance at elected office. And we stopped all kinds of other crazy leftists from becoming congressmen as well. I'm sorry, I'm getting some texts here, guys, at the exact same time from our friends, our bill sponsor, rather, with our sister organization, Wyoming Gun Owners. I want you guys to know that 2 minutes ago, Wyoming Senate, this is the last chamber in Wyoming that has to pass this, they passed this is the Wyoming Gun Owners Constitutional Carry Expansion Bill. And so in Wyoming, currently, constitutional carry only applies to residents. House Bill 116 in Wyoming would change that and extend those protections to every law-abiding American, which means us. It means everybody across the country. That just passed the Senate. It hopefully goes to the governor's desk, hopefully he doesn't slow roll the bill. That bill now goes to the governor in Wyoming, so that's a good bit of work done from the members of Wyoming Gun Owners, our sister organization out west. I see Alan says, I called again today. Dan says, I called. They won't answer the phone. Make sure, guys, when you call, make sure that you press option 5. Because when you call in there's about a minute and a half long voice message on various options. Just take it from me. Call the number. That's 515-281. Double check here, 5211, and press option number 5. And that goes right to their staff if they have enough people who are there who can answer the phone. So press option 5. Kurt Hansen says, if she never calls for the bill, does it die? Kurt, as far as I know, as far as our team here understands, I think she has to make a decision on this in some capacity either way. So we're going to wait to see more on that. But I don't believe that she needs to I don't believe she has that option to just let it sit there like that where it dies. I know that a pocket veto, well, we'll just say that for now. For right now, she has to make this decision one way or the other. And again, in her press conference yesterday, she seemed to indicate the bill should be on her desk late this week. So that was Wednesday. That was yesterday. Today's Thursday, so we're going to wait and see. But again, it's been 10 days. It's been 10 days. Long time as Iowans wait. I'm getting some questions here about poaching. I want to read this. There's a bill that needs to be killed that has to do with lowering the fine on poaching, says Aaron. Aaron, I guess you need to send me a message on Facebook about that bill. Give me a bill number. I'm not sure which one that is. I want to see more about that. Warren says, if she needs me to, I'll go and find the bill and hand it to her and a pen to sign it. I like that, Warren. I like that. I think Colby Dre also was saying he volunteered to drive from Sioux City down to Des Moines. Here he is. I volunteered to drive to the Capitol from Sioux City, get the bill from the General Assembly, and hand walk it down to Governor Reynolds' office. That's what we need, man. That's what we need. So, my good friend Phil Rowe, who knows more about the procedural process than I do, says no, if she leaves this to the last 3 days of the legislature, it will pocket veto, meaning no action. It will not pass. I will defer to my good friend Phil Rowe's judgment on that part of the process. I do not believe that we're going to get there, but you know what? Stranger things have happened, and that's the easiest way for a Republican to take harmful action against a bill like this. They could do it just like that, by taking no action, letting it die on its own. So I'm going to take, like I said, I'm going to take my good friend Phil's information there as gospel, because it always is. Brandon says, I honestly think that she would have just signed it if it wasn't for the shooting in Colorado. She's just waiting for time for things to calm down. That's just my opinion, says Brandon. That could be, Brandon. That could be. That could be. But that's the problem, again, is that while she waits for things to calm down, they're only heating up because the left is working overtime against the bill. Thomas says, how much votes are needed to pass this? And once it's passed, when will it become law? So, Thomas, we've already passed this in the House and Senate. And that's the whole point of this broadcast and of all of our emails and social media work over the last 10 days. It's now up to Governor Reynolds to take the final step and make this into law. I believe July 1st will be the enactment date. So today is the 1st of April, so 3 months. 3 months. Let's see. A lot of comments here. A lot of comments. So, guys, that's what we need you guys to do right away, and not just today and not just right now, but nonstop until this fight is over. Call her and email her every day. And we have made that super easy. As you guys know, the link in the comments and the link above the broadcast is an automatic link. All you do is punch in your name and your address, and the system will deliver your email directly to the governor. It is an automatic process. You don't have to type out anything. You don't have to look for her email. Just take 5 seconds, punch in your address, your name, hit send, and it goes. And we appreciate that, guys, very, very much. So, guys, that's the word right now. This is ridiculous. That's how I began the email we broadcast earlier today. This is ridiculous that after all of the work, after all of the donations that gun owners gave to Republicans last cycle, after all the work that IGO members have done to put us where we are, that we're still sitting here waiting 10 days later for constitutional carry. Call the governor, make it happen, tell her to finish this fight, pass House File 756, constitutional carry for Iowa. Guys, that's what I have time for right now today. Share the broadcast on your platform. Get this seen by more people. We will bring you all the latest news the moment that we have it. Thank you so much for all of your support where we stand today. We're not done yet. Keep taking action. We'll keep you informed. Guys, have a great day.